Hi, I'm Shelly Palmer, and welcome to Media 3.0. I'm here with Lydia Loizides and Joe Laszlo, and today we're going to talk about why Google is not Google for video. Google is not Google for video. That's ridiculous. You love it. Talk about it.
Google would certainly like to be the Google for video, but I think at this stage, just in terms of their ability to index video from all across the internet, as opposed to video that Google itself is hosting, everybody is still in the early stages of figuring that trick out. So I think no one's the Google of video quite yet, not even Google.
Yeah, I don't think a champion's been declared. You're seeing a lot of newer companies come back, resurface actually from about 6 or 7 years ago, that were doing the indexing and the tagging inside of the video itself so that you could actually pull and stop and sort of find more relevant data. But the problem is still, you go onto Google, you do a search, or you go anywhere and you do a search, and you're inundated with 500 or 500,000 returns. I mean, where do you start if you're looking for something very specific?
Well, I'll tell you the most important thing about this is that we live at a time where metadata is actually more important than the data itself.
And no one does it well.
Metadata being data that describes other data, and of course, what good is your hard drive with 10,000 movies on it if you just can't search it? So of course, in the CE world, you've got navigation hell. Right? I've got so many pieces of content and that all need to find each other. Some of the solutions are social networking, collaborative filtering.
But even social networking can't give you decent search results. So if you look at social networking, you have the content, you have the text, you have the video that's been embedded, you have the tags that are user generated and are unstructured data. How do you bring all of that together to give a relevant search result?
You can't actually, right, it doesn't make you Google. It doesn't make you Google. What it does is it at least sorts the wheat from the chaff, and at least you know your friends are watching this, therefore, or listening to this or seeing it, so you can, with some level of security, go, well, Lydia likes it. Of course, that definitely means I won't like it. So your playlists are useless to me.
Right.
Joe's playlist, on the other hand, I would definitely be interested in.
Who knows, right? But it's a challenge, because I think that there is definitely a growing audience that's interested in internet video, but how do they find the video they watch? When we ask the most frequent online video viewers, 33% say friends' recommendations. It really does still come down to somebody emailing you a link and saying, wow, this is hilarious, dude. 30% do say they find video by searching for it, though. So people are trying, even in this early stage where search is imperfect.
What we know for a fact is that there are two modes of viewing, and we all do both. There's casual viewing and directed viewing. There's I need to find something, I need to watch it, and there's I just want to kick back and watch something. I need to do the act of being entertained. And those two things don't really reconcile themselves in an internet environment, or even in a one-to-one environment. It's a little crazy. I think we may be, as an industry, getting a little too granular about what each of us like. We live in clouds of things that we like. We don't necessarily, you can't predict what I'm going to like tonight. I really see this as an issue that has to be dealt with, because otherwise we're just going to have a lot more channels. Andy Warhol's going to come back to life in 5 billion channels and nothing to watch.
Yeah, and it is a big question. Is that intelligence going to live in my PC, in my set-top box? Is it going to live up in the network somewhere? But somewhere, hopefully, somebody gets a sense of what I like and can maybe not guess the single thing.
Who are the real players?
But narrow it down for me.
Who are the players that are in it now? Who are the players that are in it? Like, who are the people that are really making headroads? So Blinks was in it for a little while.
Blinks was in it for a while. If you look at traditional search and sort of what, on an enterprise level, I would say that fast search and transfer is probably one of the most robust and intense engines. They're really looking at it from, again, trying to understand text, audio, and video, and really bringing that together, because we don't live in a siloed world anymore.
So here's a question, though. Yep. I know there's a bunch of other companies, so we didn't mention. We're getting in trouble for not mentioning them.
Sorry.
And we're apologize
ahead of time.
But the question is, do I need that functionality, or do I just need a good old-fashioned program director to bring me the videos or the content that's relevant to me?
I think you need the technology at this point. I really do. I think
it's going to force people maybe in this interim stage when the technology can't pick up the slack. It maybe does make a really good blogger or a really good friend all the more important in terms of helping you find that interesting thing. Someday technology will help, and I think Lydia's totally right that the total volume of video out there is so great that it's got to be technology.
Well, it's that classic independent record thing, right? You could literally spend the rest of your life and not listen to every independent piece of music that's on the internet. Right. Well, we're going to find out. I mean, we're going to find out soon enough, because how obviously every piece of equipment that we own in the world is useless without something to listen to it on. But then the more stuff you have to listen to on, the more useless the gear seems to be. Anyway, for Joe Laszlo and Lydia Loizides and Media 3.0, I'm Shelly Palmer. We'll see you next time.